All right, everybody, welcome to the More podcast with Ryan Moj. Hey guys.
Let's go. Episode 2, baby. Let's get to it.
I feel good, y'all. I feel good. How you doing this week? Well, actually, I kind of had a revelation. I'll be honest. Wiz Khalifa used to be our dog, right? He used to be our man. He used to be our guy.
Absolutely.
We used to listen to a lot of Wiz Khalifa, and I may have been high again. It's a blue moon type of thing, but I was high, and I don't know. I might be a little late to the party on this as well, but I got an advertisement for Wiz Khalifa's new album. Have you guys heard of it?
I did see like a little ad about that he dropped an album.
And like from the past like 4 projects he's put out, I haven't been that into it, right? I've been just like, it's okay or whatever. But last night I was sitting there, and Multiverses is the album I'm talking about, the latest one. And I'll tell you what, it was some like throwback old school like Wiz. It was really groovy. The beats where he did tear it up, I'm being respectful. It wasn't corny or cheesy. Like, it was actually pretty hard.
For sure, that's what's up.
Yeah, and so like I was like actually, like working and whatnot, doing my thing, and I was just feeling the vibe and listening to Wiz Khalifa for the first time in forever. And maybe it was because I was a little high that I really, really enjoyed it. But it was kick-ass, dude. So it's called Multiverse. It came out July 29th, 2022. And I don't know how I'm the last person it got advertised to, but there's probably people out there listening to this like, yeah, we know, we listened to it all summer, jackass. But
no, I think it's very new.
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know many people that listen to Wiz Khalifa, all the time.
Dude, you know what? It was just the fact that like right in high school we just wanted to smoke weed and like smoking weed, and like Wiz talks about smoking weed, so it's like something we resonated with, bro.
And it's
like I swear to God, like I listened to Wiz Khalifa for like 365 days straight with nothing else played in between. It was not good.
Right. No, seriously. But I mean, Full Court Press, haven't heard a song off of that one. Stoner's Night, I think I just listened to like one single they put out. Wiz Got Wings didn't impress me. But the saga of Wiz Khalifa, I actually like that one. There's a couple good ones. You didn't listen to this one at all? I didn't even know he came out with those.
No, that's the last one. I thought that was the last one he released. I didn't even know he released the other 3 before the one you just did, the Multiverse one.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So the other ones haven't really impressed me, but I'm telling you guys, in all honesty, Multiverse, you got to check it out. My number, because I listened to it 2 times in a row, I'll be honest. But again, I was high. So my number 1 is Something Real. Number 2 is High Maintenance, and number 3, Memory Lane. And honorable mention to Iced Out Necklace, where he actually tears it up like old school Wiz, and it's really, really good. I just had to let you guys know about that. Or like, I thought I was the last one to hear about it. Seriously, I thought you guys.
No, I'm gonna listen to it. You guys
would roast me. But
now that you mentioned that, I'm like, now I have to listen to it at this point.
Wait, so I got a question for you guys. Yeah. Black Hollywood or the first Rolling Papers?
Black Hollywood.
Since we're on the topic of Wiz,
Black Hollywood is my personal favorite Wiz album. Okay, here's the thing. I think that Black Hollywood's my personal favorite, but I think Rolling Papers is his most classic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Ryan, go to see all in the albums up top.
I think Khalifa goes hard too, though. Like that 3 album stretch where he went like even Paper Bond. So it was like Rolling Papers, Paper Bond. Or no, Paper Bond wasn't. No, it was ONIFC. Paper Bond's a song. So Rolling Papers, ONIFC, and then Black Hollywood, and then Khalifa. And then
literally 1 through 10. 1 through 10 on this album is no skips. Them are all bangers.
That's the thing, right? Like during that time, he really was putting out some fire. Like absolute fire.
When I was listening to Multiverse last night, I was actually like, wow, like some of these are giving me Black Hollywood vibes. And I know that's like, a thing to say, but seriously, it put me in that state. I was like, whoa, I've heard this vibe. I've heard this type of music from Wiz Khalifa before. And it took me right back to Black Hollywood.
Okay. If you just compared that to Black Hollywood, Like,
You're
okay,
crazy.
now I gotta listen.
Hey,
to
I'm
it.
not
Like,
saying I'm not saying the whole album is like Black Hollywood. I'm saying some of the songs had a Black Hollywood vibe to it, where I was
feel
like,
to
oh
it,
shit, like I really enjoyed it, seriously. So
bro. Like, I think "Staying Out All Night" is probably one of the most nostalgic songs because I just,
yeah,
you know what I mean. We were like young, maybe like freshman, sophomore in high school, when that shit came out, and like we were just, that was a vibe straight up. And the sleaze, man, like how it starts
Yeah.
off with that like first like initial, dun, 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 yeah, dude.
wait,
That
how
album,
does it go, Nick?
dun,
Sorry, you don't
dun,
have
dun,
to do
dun.
it again.
Well, you know what I did it, yes. So,
I think my favorite song off the album is "Promises." I think that put me in a
Great
different
song,
trends personally.
yeah, it was
great
all good
song.
songs. All right, gentlemen. So
Anyway, yeah, sorry, I just had to
we
start
we
with that.
have
I
we
love Wiz
have
Khalifa.
a don't be sorry. It's okay. It's all right. Everything's fine. Anyway, so football tonight, opening night,
Oh
Thursday
yeah.
night football. We got Bills, Rams. Who do we got? Ryan. What's up? What's up,
I
Joe?
don't want to start. I'm gonna search up while Joe, you talk about it.
I'm
Let me
gonna I'm
search
gonna
real
go with
quick.
the Rams. Coming back off their Super Bowl win, they're hot, they're hungry. Cooper Kupp, my favorite receiver, is gonna show out tonight. Hopefully, he gets me like 30,000 fantasy points tonight and scores every touchdown and yard. Um, but the Bills got a good ass defense and Josh Allen's on fire.
Yep.
He's top three. It's gonna be a great head to head game. I think if the Bills beat the Rams, I think the Bills might be Super Bowl contenders this year.
No, the Bills are definitely Super Bowl contenders. It's just like the Super Bowl favorite Bills, and then the Super Bowl champ, the Rams. It's gonna be a great first game. Like, couldn't have been a better first game.
Los
Facts.
Angeles is predicted to win 55% over Buffalo's 43.7%. Buffalo's got a couple of injuries.
I
Tommy
think,
Doyle.
I think Buffalo is
Um,
actually favored though. Like the spread favors Buffalo, does it not?
really?
Like, does it
Yeah,
say
yeah,
what?
yeah. Buffalo minus 2.5.
So that's crazy. So they were talking about how on like Fox Sports Networks, how like that's an insane spread because like if they were home, they'd be 8.5. Like they could be 8.5 point
Wow.
favorites over the defending Super Bowl champs, and then like what does that make them over like Jacksonville or something like that? Like 20, 15, 20 point favorites. Like that's ridiculous. Like I think that the Bills are good, but I don't think that like they're gonna go in and just like be the best team. You know what I
No.
mean? Like
Nick,
they might not finish. Go
you
ahead.
have Trevor Lawrence, right?
Yeah, he's my backup though. I have Derek
Gotcha.
Carr.
Yeah.
I have
Just
Derek
because
Carr.
I was looking at defenses last night because um, there was like a thing that came out that said Chase Young aggravated one of his injuries again. And so a bunch of people, like 12% of people who have Washington's defense, dropped him and added some of the other defenses. But I was like, you know what? Should I just keep Washington here, see how they do? I mean, the thing is they're really stellar. They average 6.5 points like commonly. You know what I mean? Should I
No,
just
I think Washington's gonna have a good defense with or without Chase Young because Ron Rivera is a defensive head coach.
right?
Their defense is fine. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like
Good.
average.
Yeah, I'm
I
glad I
think
didn't just put a bunch of pressure on myself. I've gotta go get another defense. So I stuck with them, and I think that was a good decision.
I have Buffalo's defense.
I have the Colts defense.
That's solid defense.
But the only reason I brought that up is because Washington's playing Jacksonville. So it's like, are you playing Trevor Lawrence? Do you expect him to tear it up against
I
the
do.
Commanders?
Okay, so I always look at like the first thing I look at when I think of a matchup is the quarterback. Who's got the better quarterback, Trevor Lawrence or Carson Wentz? I think Trevor Lawrence is better than Carson Wentz. And I think that who's got the better head coach? Well, Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl. Even though Ron Rivera went to a Super Bowl, Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. You know what I mean? And so I think that Doug Peterson is going to be a good head coach to come in and coach up Trevor. And like they got some good weapons now, like some decent receivers like Christian Kirk, and I don't know the other ones, but I know that they have some decent 2s and 3s and stuff. So I think, and Trevor Etienne, the running back, he didn't play last year, and he was his college teammate, and they got drafted in the first round together. So he's the running back. So I think Jacksonville's really that first game, like they're about to pop off. And I heard Carson Wentz was having like training camp issues and stuff, and he hasn't been playing well. So
Really?
yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville for sure.
Wow. Okay. Well, now you sold me on getting another defense.
Yeah, definitely. But that's just my 2 cents on it. But
That's just
Yeah.
my 2 cents after his whole novel he just spewed. This dude is a human sports center, bro. I swear. Ask him any question about any sport. I bet you he knows.
I know nothing about cricket.
You play cricket with your grandmother.
I meet a
never
lot of
played cricket once with my grandmother.
I meet a lot of people at B-Dubs, which, as you guys know, is a sports bar, and so there's some fanatics around those parts. And I met a guy who's like, "I love it all. Give me cricket, give me water polo, give me anything. I don't even have to know the two teams. Just let me pick one of them." He was really like that. He's a really cool guy, actually, but his balls are made of steel. Yeah.
Okay.
He'll bet on anything.
So is that he knows? Does he know about sports, or does he just have a betting addiction?
Ryan meets guys with addictions at BW3s.
Takes one to know one.
Oh, that's sad.
Have you guys ever bet on like the Kentucky Derby or anything?
I haven't. That's some old school shit. But if you do, you have to have a straw hat and a cane.
Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to get together for the Kentucky Derby and take some pictures and like.
You guys want to get into the Kentucky Derby?
Hey, Drake and Jack Harlow were just there.
Wow.
I love that. I love Drake
anyways.
and Jack Harlow.
They tell you that, Joe?
They're a package deal.
Their Instagram.
Okay, word. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
slap yourself now for trying that.
I would never do that.
But no, that would kind of be fun. Like picking a sport we don't know anything about and get really involved. Like be the number one fans of a water polo team. You know what I mean? Or like
where they're just betting hundreds. On
we can come on there
teams.
and like we can promote for them and like we'll wear their gear on here and stuff.
I love it. What are other sports? Like is egg toss considered a sport somewhere?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ping pong. Oh my god.
Oh my
Ping pong's
gosh, I love
awesome,
ping
dude.
pong.
Ping pong's badass. Have you seen like where they
They're
can
like,
really they full arm smack it and the
Bro,
ball's
have you-
curving everywhere and
Have
really
you seen
cool
Forrest
stuff.
Gump?
Forrest Gump? Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah, bro.
That's
That man's
high
the
level ping pong.
OG ping ponger.
Ping pongist. I always, every time I think of ping pong and Forrest Gump, I think of the scene where it's just him alone in the gym and he's got the table folded up so he's just hitting the ball back and forth, and they give him his papers and they're like, "Oh, you're done with the service now. You can go home." And he's like, and he doesn't know what to do, so he just slowly puts his ping pong paddle down, looks around, and then sprints out of the gym. That's awesome, man. That's
Dude,
a
I feel
great
like
movie,
Napoleon.
dude.
I feel like Napoleon Dynamite like took certain gestures from that. You know what I mean? You know how Napoleon Dynamite just like awkwardly like runs away like weird with his arms down.
Yeah, but the thing is though is that Forrest Gump wasn't made like that wasn't I don't think necessarily supposed to be comedic, and so that's what makes it 10 times better. But Napoleon Dynamite, yeah, like that they took things from it and really like put it in the spotlight. But
Well, it's because certain things get certain like there's like certain Easter eggs from certain movies. Like okay, for instance,
Right.
like The Exorcist, right? So you know how the girl spins her head around in a circle?
yeah,
That's where that comes from. So like any movie that ever does that is because of that OG thing. You know what I mean?
well, Owls do that as well.
That reminded me of Scary Movie 2. Have you guys ever seen Scary Movie 2?
Fuck yeah.
In the beginning where, the child is in the bed on handcuffed and she fully spins her head around and the priest is like, fuck this, and just leaves. And they're like, no, father.
No, she's like, fuck me. And then he goes in there and he's fucking the possessed girl, the priest is.
And the guy's like, father.
Wait. And then when they projectile vomit all over each other in a triangle.
Yeah, bro, that was classic.
God.
On terms of pop culture media, things being watched and such, the new season of Rick and Morty came out September 4th. And a lot of people are like, that show's dead. That show's nothing. It's garbage. But I really think people just listen.
Is that what people say?
Yeah, I mean, all over Twitter, but that's where the haters reside. And dude, I really think people are just love to hate stuff. You know what I mean? I think people just love to not be fans of things just for fun.
Yeah.
This is the way I see it. Okay, I haven't seen the new season. Okay, so the first two seasons are like the best. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and maybe the third season. I just forget whatever was the two or three original seasons where, like, the last episode is Rick and he gets out of jail and stuff, like Universal Jail or whatever. Like, I think that after that, it was not good. Like, I did not like it after that. Like,
Right.
and you know what? Like, I was like, am I giving it a chance? Like, do I really sit down and watch it? Like, but then someone came out to me as I was having this like thought pondering, and we had started talking about that, and she or him or whoever had brought up that like thing. They're like, "Oh yeah, after that, I didn't like any of it." I'm like, "There's others like me that
Yeah, well,
believe
I'm not,
this," you know?
and I understand that, but I am just saying I went back and watched season five's last two episodes and then the finale leading into the season 6 premiere. And dude, like, if you go on Adult Swim, you can watch full episodes, and after the episodes the writers come on and tell you, like, this is what the storyboard was about. It's about Rick and Morty breaking up. It's about, and then they're actually talking about real shit that is symbolized through the show. And it absolutely blows my mind, dude. And it just like really puts things in perspective, that it's kind of like it's a little bit deeper than it comes off to be. Obviously, it's like a funny cartoon show and whatnot, but it's got some deep underlying messages that I think is really cool.
Well, the thing is, like, think of it. Sorry to interrupt you, but think of it like this: like, these people are some of the greatest artists in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, they're like animating stuff. They're like writing scripts. Like, they're putting a lot of like creative knowledge that they have into this. And so, like, they are going to have themes and symbolism as to what things are, and like philosophies and like how things work and how they perceive life. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
As we do, as in our art, you know what I mean? It's a form of self-expression, like through that. Like, imagine being in that friend group, right? Like, I'm sure that like you can point out, if like I'm a friend of like the guys who created Rick and Morty, I can be like, oh, that's him. You know what I mean? That's him in our friend group. You know what I mean? Like, there's always personalities that will reflect personalities in the reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's really through these writers' own experiences in which they are reliving them through this show for our entertainment, which is kind of a beautiful thing to think about.
Yeah.
But regardless if you like the show or not, the season 6 premiere was awesome. It blew my socks off. I had to go buy new socks. I absolutely loved it.
I just need to sit down and watch it and just like really like dive into it and like be invested into the show rather than just like put it on as like a background.
In the background, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't know,
dude.
Man. I've been kind of iffy on it, Rick and Morty, to be honest. I mean, the first 2 seasons, like Nick said, was really dope. But like after that, I really didn't pay attention to it.
Exactly, you didn't pay attention, because I will say this: it's high intellectual comedy. It's comedy for,
For who?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Say it.
Smart people, it's intellectual comedy. It's deep, you know what I'm saying? And that's that. That's all I have to say about it.
Well. Okay. Do you guys? So I have this theory. Do you guys?
Wait, you're just gonna take that? You're gonna let me call you dumb?
I mean,
all right,
it was,
sick.
It was,
hey, I'm in. I'll take. That's a
win
win
dumb.
in my book.
It was, you know what I mean? You don't have to respond to everything, you know. Anyway, so I have this theory that, like, do you ever think like Seth MacFarlane, creator of Family Guy? Do you ever think their group would ever take psychedelics to get ideas for the show?
Yeah.
Probably lots of cocaine, psychedelics. I mean,
I don't know if they take cocaine to get ideas.
Quaaludes.
Yeah,
no, but
yeah, dude. I've had some of the best ideas on cocaine.
All right. Okay.
That's we're
nice.
Proud of you.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought you needed to hear that.
What were you saying, Joe? Do you think Seth MacFarlane and them take psychedelics to get ideas? I think for sure. I mean, any artist, from music to television to even movies, a lot of probably the pop culture and the art that we've consumed has been the byproduct of drugs.
They probably microdose, honestly.
Byproduct of drugs. Oh, this man.
Yeah, they say cocaine's a rich man drug, so if Ryan gets the best ideas off of that,
Ryan's gonna be fucking loaded.
He's gonna be Jordan Belfort.
Full pockets full.
Yeah. Yeah, truly. You know, it is what it is. But all right, that's been the Rick and Morty section of this show. But also I've been listening to a song for a long time. One of my personal favorite songs ever. It's called Ohio Boy by David Allan Coe. Have you guys heard it?
Yes.
How's
Yes,
it go?
I've heard it.
How's it go?
I'm an Ohio boy. You know.
Oh, dude, that's exactly how it goes. That's exactly how it goes. Seriously.
Yeah.
So, I
I'm an Ohio boy.
was listening to that today, and it really made me start thinking, what is being? No, I'm for real. What does being Ohio mean? Being Ohio. What does being from Ohio mean to you, if anything?
That sounds like a whatever you start like a class with, like a middle school class.
Yeah, what's your patriotism to the government? And you're in middle school, like I pledge allegiance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's scary.
For real,
Man,
they had
what
us.
does Ohio mean to me?
What does being from Ohio mean to you?
It means a lot of things, right?
Hey, we said it in the first episode. We'll say it again. FBGM, y'all. That's Ohio, baby. What's up?
Straight like that.
What?
Great representation.
What does that mean?
The acronym?
Yeah.
Fuck bitches, get money, boy.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
Anywho,
For sure. Yeah, honestly though, like for real, like I do love Ohio. You know what I mean? Like I do love Ohio. Like I wouldn't, you know, we are. I don't know.
We are who we are because of Ohio.
Yeah,
the thing is that we've traveled a lot. You know what I mean? We've traveled around and we've lived in other states and we've been places, and still, I find that when I'm back in Ohio, like what I mean, home is where the heart is, and I just love going back and seeing my family, and I don't know. There's some things I miss from home, but definitely I don't want to go back and live in the small town of Port Clinton. But going back and visiting is so amazing. I love it.
I totally agree.
It's like in moderation.
Like I'm so excited just to like be in Port Clinton in the next coming weeks when I go back to Ohio. Like I was like, Joe, let's just like get a speaker and just like walk down the street, bro. Like let's just bump and like just be like, yeah, we're back home. You know what I mean?
And some of these
it's got this very intense nostalgic just attachment. Like when you go, you just feel this warm like like it's the heart, bro.
You guys are in the middle of the street with a speaker. Somebody speed by. Get off the fucking road, asshole!
And we're like, F you, dude. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
Don't.
But real life, yeah, I think having an appreciation for going back in moderation and being able to see family, friends, all that kind of stuff. I love it, dude. And I guess even if you weren't from Ohio, you would still have those feelings about your hometown, of course. Right. So it still doesn't answer the question of what does being from Ohio mean to you?
I think personally being from Ohio means and kind of like taught me to be ready for anything. Because, okay, guys, really think about it. In our 22 years of existence, 18 of them living in Ohio, think about all the stuff we've been through. You know what I mean? We've been through, like, for example, the weather. We've been through snowstorms, tornadoes, you know what I mean? A bunch of crazy stuff like that. And, we all been to different culture parties, like, we've been to like barn parties where they throw couches in the bonfire. You know what I mean? We also been
barn parties,
real like top of cliffs parties. Like where we party in the basement playing pong and stuff. So it's like it kind of draws me around a bunch of different crowds.
Draw a circle in the sand, throw some UFC gloves on, and beat the shit out of each other under a barn.
Ryan was a part of that.
We've done that, and then we went inside and watched the Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor boxing match. Yeah, we did that.
Honestly, if anyone really thought that Floyd was going to lose that fight, like you think he really is going to fight this man and lose that? Like what at 49-0? Like he was gonna do. Man,
Floyd is the best.
That was foolish.
Just silliness.
I really didn't like Floyd because of the ego at first, but when people started saying Conor was going to beat him, I was like, man, I really don't think that's even possible. Like Floyd's about to knock him down, beat that man down.
Yeah, bro.
Right, dude.
I
I
think
saw. Go ahead, Joe.
I was about to just say I think Gervonta Davis is the next big thing.
Javante
Yeah,
Davis.
who's his trainer, bro?
He's a part of the money team, Floyd
Yeah,
Mayweather.
money team.
A couple weeks back at one of the UFC events, this guy brought his 6 kids to the UFC Apex and proceeded to get knocked out in the first round in front of his whole family.
Damn.
Wow.
That's deep, bro.
Dude, imagine if the guy's face was like pressed right up against the fence too.
And dude, what if the pressure got so much that the fence just went straight through his head and his head is on like in a bunch of pieces on the ground.
And they're only playing slow-mo punch videos of him getting punched in the face on the jumbotron. So it's like,
dude, it's like you can see like his like father's face sitting down like through the fence as he's getting punched.
yeah, man.
Yeah. Dads, right?
Yeah. Anyways, so
Speaking of dads, Joe, I heard you're about to become one.
Oh yeah, that's false news. I heard you're actually about to become one.
Now that's a lot more realistic.
Yeah.
No, man.
Thank you.
Honestly, I don't really know which one's more realistic.
Don't do that.
No. Yeah, I mean, I did.
I'm just saying Ryan has a woman. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
His own private bedroom. You know what I mean? With a nice bed and stuff.
Yeah.
See, when we came back from Ryan's birthday, I just wanted to go just roll right in between.
Joe, I love you so much, but when you came to visit me on my birthday, you slept on the ground, son.
Yeah. I want to sleep in the middle of you guys.
Dude, honestly, going to that beach was so much fun.
Dude,
well, I'll tell you what, guys. You came to that. We went to the secret beach, and that's not a true representation of what the beaches are like where I'm at. That's like a hidden getaway, a great place to do mushrooms, like we did. But like, if you guys want to go do some good swimming and like spend some time like in the water, I mean, there's plenty of beaches around here where it's clear. You can see right to the bottom. You swim around, have a great time. The waves, crashing up against you. You're punching them like you're, training or something. But no, seriously, we've got to get you guys in some good beaches. But not to say that the secret beach is a bad one.
Honestly, bro, like as long as there's not trash and dead fish on a beach, like, and I can walk comfortably on it, like I really like Smathers Beach here, bro. Like I really love Smathers in Key West. Like even though it's like not a real beach.
You swim like into the middle of the intercoastal, and aren't there like alligators and stuff, bro? Fuck that. I am not like just gonna be out there with alligators and dials and stuff like that, dude.
There's none of that. There's none of that.
In the intercoastal, I'm pretty sure there's crocodiles and alligators.
I don't swim on the intercoastal. Smathers is on the coast, the outside.
When you came and visited me, we were swimming in the intercoastal. Like there was water in between two bodies of land. That's called the intercoastal.
Where you were. I thought you were saying here. You're talking about Boca, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought because I was talking about Smathers and you said intercoastal. I'm like, what?
Right.
You know what I mean? No, no.
Alligators live in intercoastal waters. Alligators are primarily freshwater animals which live in swampy air. So I've looked up the wrong one. It's crocodiles. Is what I'm talking about.
So I swam out to that thing and I jumped off the top of that thing.
Oh yeah, that was lit.
And then I also hung out on the other side with those rocks and skipped a few. And then I was like, all right, time to go.
Dude.
Time to get to swimming.
Oh my gosh, bro. Look at this. Hold up. Let me share my screen here. Dude, this is wild. Like, I didn't even look up Boca Raton, and it's talking about Boca Raton. This isn't the one, dude. This one right here. An American crocodile, a Biscayne, at Biscayne National Park, Paddling down the intercoastal waterway in Boca Raton, Russell Fields noticed what appeared to be a large palm leaf floating near shore. The leaf began moving toward him a few feet from his paddleboard. A reptilian head filled with teeth emerged from the water.
Hell
Right
no.
where you were swimming, Nick.
Wow.
Hell no.
You know
And
what? In those situations, like honestly, like when I do swim, like I'm not afraid to swim in water, honestly, like or swim in areas. You know what I mean? Unless it's really dangerous and there's like real bad warnings. But like I always do, I'm like, all right, if I swim, it's unrealistic for me to think I'm gonna get taken down because I know the universe has got me.
right? This crocodile's like, get a load of this guy as he drags him down to the bottom.
Yeah, he's like, and the universe is
Starts
like pointing and
gator
laughing
rolling.
at me like they thought. This man thought.
He
I'm like,
thought.
wow, think I knew a guy.
You think you know, yeah.
All right, Joe. So everyone's seen it. It's on all the social medias. Why don't we,
Why don't
start
we
to discuss
dive into it, shall we?
what is Get Joe Money? Get Joe Money. What can you explain what's going on with that? Tell me
Yeah,
about it.
so I created a brand with the help of Nick called Get Joe Money, also known as Money Shot. And it's aimed for all the people that get up and hustle every day, have to get up and grind, to make ends meet. It's for people basically, it's like a motivation. It's like, you know, hey man, we're all in this together. We all get up and have to get money all of ourselves. So why not, embrace it? Why not push each other to grind? Why not, because at the end of the day, life is like a sandwich. No matter what side you flip it, the bread comes first. You know what I'm saying? So
Put that on a
thank you.
fucking shirt.
Right, no lie. So, I want to make it a brand for, just really anybody who has that hustler's mentality, who wants to take the opportunity, that one money shot to elevate your hustle mentality, your physical, spiritual guides.
What I love about Money Shot is, you're not in it alone. You're not in the grind or the hustle alone. You can get a good group of people around you to push you to do better, be better. You know what I mean? Grind and get your money or whatever it may be that you want. You know what I mean? So I think that's important, is having other quote unquote wolves around you who are all about that mentality and that energy to kind of push you forward and to push you into that mindset.
And just to add on to that as well, like getting money, obviously we all want to get money, but what this is you can get anything. You know what I mean? You can tap in. You know what I mean? You can use what you got, your gifts and abilities to do this. You know what I mean?
It's about taking that risk.
Yeah, taking that opportunity.
Because I'm gonna be honest, the very first, I would say, money shot I took was, coming here. I told myself, I said, I'm gonna go to Florida and I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna change my appearance, everything. So I came down here and it
He's like a
manifested
small
into itself.
Japanese man, like sorry, keep going.
So, I was real demoted to that mentally. I was like, I'm gonna come out here, balance my workflow and, my home life, try to get more active, not just sit around high all day, get up, play basketball, just try new things. My biggest thing was try new things, make yourself uncomfortable, like we talked about the last podcast. And I've always thought of like making a brand. I always thought Money Shot could be a part of it, because I always was like, yeah, I took the shot, and I do with a lot of things, I came down here and I was like, you know what, I'm going to be RA of my apartment complex. I went in there and I took the shot. I told her what I could provide, and I told her my duties and, how I was security and, how I know how to keep people in line. So I took the shot, I made it, and I've been RS.
Hell yeah. Now you're in a position to where you can motivate others to take those chances to better themselves, better their life, better their current situation. You know what I mean? And support and motivate other people to follow that, dude. I love it. I think that's amazing.
Man, I just really hope, whoever's on board is just ready to take that shot.
I think a big part of it too is like we're afraid to do things that we love. You know what I mean? We're afraid of the pain that may entail. You know what I mean? But if you take that fear and you transform that into power and be like, ooh, I'm afraid to do this. Like, okay, yeah, I'm afraid to do this, but I can do this. You know what I mean? Like saying that to yourself, saying you believe in yourself, because if you do believe in something, believe in yourself, because that's who you're with 24/7 every single day. You can choose and do what you want to do. You know what I mean? And that's to live the best life you can possibly live in this
Yep.
reality. It's your reality.
Always,
You know what I mean?
always take the opportunity because you don't know if you're going to get it tomorrow.
I love
Yep.
it. He just looked that up. Albert Einstein quotes.
Is there any way you can you pull up the Get Joe Money logo?
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll show the audience what this looks like.
Man, shout out to Manus Creations. He murdered this design. Everything I wanted.
I love it, man. This is so sharp. It's
so
incredible.
So how I feel in each picture, these are my hobbies, my life. The one on the right, is me with the microphone. I like rapping. I like everything about rap. I like battle rap. I like rap battles. And people are like, "What? How do you just say that?" There's a difference. On the back, is I play basketball. That's my form of working out. I play basketball and I do push-ups. So, and if I'm taking the money shot, boom, you see me doing it right from the 3-corner, bang, Mike Breen voice. Now you see me in the middle. You see how I'm going like this? Because you can't really zoom in, but my eyes have dollar signs, and I'm covering all the energy that's trying to come towards me, and I'm just focused on one thing, the money shot. The one money shot.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
And so is it, I don't know if I can, can you guys see it well on your computer? Because my phone's small, so I can't really see it.
No,
well.
yeah.
I can see it.
Okay, word.
Front and center there. I love it. And for everybody else, go ahead and follow More Productions, MMMORE_productions on Instagram. I'm sure that's how half of you already got here. So you guys won't need to do that. But make sure to like and follow us there so you can get clips and all different kinds of stuff coming out of More Productions on there. Okay?
Shout us out.
Also, follow Manus Creations too.
Manus Creations as well.
Lots of cool designs, and just trying to give people an opportunity to showcase their work and what they can do.
Take $0 to support some homies.
Right? Yeah, that's what I always think. I brought it up in the last episode. Is like the guys with 5 views. You know what I mean? After I watched like a popular podcast, like the guy with 5 views, like that's what I want to see. What kind of indie stuff is this? It's like I've got no problem watching their stuff, putting a like, because it literally costs nothing. And unlike other apps where it's like if you follow us on Twitter or whatever, and we don't follow back, then it looks like you're following one more person, and that's what people care about sometimes. You know what I mean? Which is like kind of whack that people have to like keep their following and followed like even or whatever
same number
when they should really be caring about impact and influence. You know what I mean? And making connections with people.
And liking, subscribing, and reposting doesn't do any of that. You know what I mean? So it literally costs nothing on any scale, on any way you look at it.
And that's why I like to go to the festivals. Like that's like the number one thing is like I love human connection, and that's how you really build something real, something special. Is if you want to do something real, you got to do it in reality. You got to meet people. You got to take that money shot. You got to take that chance. You don't know when someone can change your life forever. You don't know when that one opportunity. For instance, like when I came here, I was working at the Perry and I wanted to get my health back on track, because I was super skinny. I lost a ton of weight and I wanted to, I love yoga, but I also wanted to like get a little bigger. So I tried to work, do gym, lift weights. But the thing is like lifting weights has always been frustrating because it's been really hard for me to get big. And I know like if I really dedicated the time and like really did that, I could, but it's just like, I just feel now after doing yoga, I'm just like, I can be comfortable in my skinny body. You know what I mean? I don't need to be a giant.
Hell yeah.
Dude, you know what
I love that, dude. Yeah. Being comfortable in your own skin is what it's all about. I mean, you don't have to compare yourself to anybody else.
Right. And then here's the thing though, this is the point of the story. It's like, so I go into this gym you know what I mean? And Selena told me to go to this gym to do yoga because that's where she said she did it. And I walk in there and I meet the owner or like one of the owners, and she shows me around. I sign up, and then like a month or so later, they asked me to work there. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, for sure. You know, if I'm a good way to make some more paper, it's right down the road. You know what I mean? Like it's only I can work there a day or two a week. You know, I can challenge myself and make myself uncomfortable so I can grow because I never worked two jobs at once before. You know,
Right.
and so like I always try to think like, how can I get better? How can I grow? If something makes me feel uncomfortable, okay, what can I do to, you know, conquer this fear? And then so that happened, and then you know what I mean, I told them I wanted to do a yoga instructing retreat down the road sometime, and they said they would want me to do like they could help me do like an online thing now so I could start teaching, you know. And I was like, I don't know at first because I'm like I can handle the school and everything and all at once. And then I was like, yes, I can. You know what I mean? Because we are limitless. We can do limitless things, you know?
Right.
It's just all about like taking the action and asking the right questions. And now I'm about to be a yoga instructor, and it's just like taking that chance, that opportunity. One person can change your life, and I'm so grateful. And like the love I have for these people is so heavy because of the opportunities that they provided me, and
I
I'm
think
very grateful.
I think that's incredible. And like people are always like, oh, I don't have time to start going to drop in basketball games or anything like that. But if it really means something to you and it's important to you, you're going to make time. You know what I mean? Like you will make time to make that a priority. And boys, keep her going. I got to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Oh, this guy's going to poop.
And then, Joe, it's like, well, what did we talk about? Like the hardest, like sometimes the hardest part of doing something is just getting there to do it, getting in the car to go to the gym,
Yep.
taking that pencil and taking that piece of paper, you know, opening the computer, you know what I mean? That's, you know what I mean? Just getting past that hump. And then once you learn, I think one of the most important skills that I've tried to achieve and learn is that like, no matter what you are thinking, if you know you need to do something for yourself, if you know that when you can't or don't feel like doing something, you do it anyway, that's huge in growth. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, man, I agree. I think, and you know what's crazy? Once somebody tries something new for the first time and realize they're decent at it, like when they first touch it, or like, you know, realize how fun it is, they're like, oh yeah, man, I'm about to do this all the time. You know,
Yes.
it just comes a part of your routine. You know, so you shouldn't be afraid to try really anything. You know, like
Yeah.
me moving down here was just trying a whole bunch of new stuff. That's all I do every day. I try to try something new every
Hmm.
day,
Yes.
no
If you
matter
don't
what it is.
try things, then you're not growing. You know what I mean? Because if you're not doing new things, then you're doing old things, and therefore you're comfortable in your way. You know.
Yeah.
But I understand like it's not easy for people to just like do things like that. Some people need like, you know, to take it easy and take it slow, which
Yeah.
is fine. You know what I mean? Everyone takes things at their own pace. It's just they, you know what I mean? People just do have to do, you know, I just want to encourage people to just to do what they love. You know what I mean? And just to do it their way, you know.
You know, there is some people out there that really do what they got to do to survive rather than what they love, which, you
Yeah.
know, that's a lot of sacrifices to be put though. You know, you really can't knock them for that because, you know, I know my mom's one of them. You know what I mean? My mom definitely has made
Mm.
every sacrifice she possibly could for me, you know,
Well,
and
and that's the thing. That's the
for
thing.
that.
It's like for the people that survive, that need to survive and can't do these, you know what I mean? Or don't have the opportunities that we do. That's why we use these opportunities to serve others, to do things for other people. You know what I mean? And if we can't
Mhm.
make an immediate impact for people that are like really suffering, then like the best way to make an impact is one small random act of kindness. Just do something nice for somebody. You know what I mean? Give
Yeah.
like in order for me to give something to you, you know what I mean? Like I made that design for you, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I know that you are capable of certain things, and I wanted to showcase that through my work as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if
Facts.
your work heightens and then my work heightens because of it, then like, you know, you gotta think win-win and you gotta collab. You know what I mean? I think collaboration
Mhm.
is huge.
I agree. I'm glad we're collabing, and you know we plan on doing more stuff. And back to the subject of, you know, how you say giving and, you know, doing stuff for people. You know, I always say this all the time. You know, just because somebody's a piece of shit doesn't mean I have to be. And I was taught that by my nana when I was a kid. You know, she was like, even if that person at school didn't share their snack with you, if they don't have a snack, you share because you are different from them. You are a better person than they are. So that's why, you know, coming up, I never cared about sharing. You know, sharing is totally like, I wouldn't be like sharing's caring, you know, all weird, but like somebody doesn't, if somebody doesn't have something, I don't like to see somebody go without. You know,
Facts.
it makes me feel some type. I don't care how it makes them. It makes me like feel some type of way. Like
Bro,
if,
it's like if
for
we're in the
example,
house. No, go ahead.
yeah, I was like, for example, like if me and Ryan got Burger King, right, and we're sitting here smashing, and Nick's like, "Oh man, I don't really, I'm not really hungry or anything like that." Like I would split everything I have with him just because, like, I know what that type of shit's like. You know
I'd
what I
like
mean?
to point out if we were ever actually in that situation, you had Burger King, I'd rather starve. I'd be like, nah,
Wow.
I'm really good. I'm really good on the Burger King. But if it was like McDonald's, I'd run it on McDonald's. I know beggars can't be choosers, but fuck Burger King. Like I'm not about that life at all.
That sounds pretty ungrateful.
But but here's the thing. It's like if I'm making dinner, you know what I mean? Like if I make my HelloFresh meal, or like if I'm making quesadillas, you know what I mean? I get what I need to eat, you know what I mean, just for myself. But then I'm like, if I see you without food, if I see anyone, you know what I mean? If as long I always try to make more just in case, you know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
And then
As you never know who's gonna walk through the door. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Especially
man,
when
and
you have
like,
your own house.
and if I make something and someone likes it, that encourages me to make more good shit for people that they like, you know?
Definitely, man. I've been enjoying cooking a lot lately. I think our dinner
Yeah,
last night was pretty great.
it was pretty great. You killed those. Were they strip steaks? Is that what those were? What are those things called?
Yeah,
Like the
is that
thin
what you call them,
steaks?
Ryan? The real thin ones, real thin
What
steaks.
the flank steak or wait?
Flank. Well, they're like real thin. Like they're like it's like you cut it with a knife kind of look. I don't even know.
Um, I think it's called
Well,
flank steak.
if it is called flank steak, then we had some of those, and then seasoned up potatoes and brown sugar
Carrots.
carrots.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was just because you brought up Burger King. I was like, is there any news surrounding Burger King? And this says man assaults two juvenile employees at West Michigan Burger King over a pop. Two teenage girls, 15 and 17, were hospitalized following an assault at Burger King after a customer allegedly jumped the counter and attacked them over a pop.
Wow.
Shout out to Burger King.
That's what I'm saying, man. Burger King just has bad juju
Well,
and
I'll tell
bad
you what,
everything.
that's exactly how I feel like walking into a Walmart. Like I know Walmart's like where I used to go as a kid, and that like of course like that's where I started going to like superstores. But like when I go to a Walmart now, dude, there's a lot of crazy energy going on. There's a lot of crazy energy happening. You know what I mean? And but it's not like that when you walk into a Aldi's, a Sprouts, these other alternative
Or
like
a
Whole
Target.
Foods.
A Target.
Well, yeah, even then the vibe is different at a Target, but I just feel like Walmart has the craziest energy around it. Like the people in it are crazy. They're always fat and disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're just
Dude,
scary.
honestly, like I think that I think there was like a conspiracy theory about Walmart being like some like institutionalized like prison for like humans once like the US declared martial law. And so like that was like sorry, that was like I don't even know, that was like some
So
weird
wait,
crazy conspiracy.
back during COVID, like lockdown, when there was martial law like talks because they wanted to keep people in the houses and stuff,
Yeah.
they would put like random people in Walmarts and make them stay there, or they like had to work there.
That was a real thing.
No, I'm asking you.
No, I'm saying I watched like a Shane Dawson video with like some people like in high school, and I think he was talking about something like that. But I mean, I just wanted to
Oh,
know if
so
you
this
guys heard
was
about it, but clearly you didn't,
okay.
so it's kind of dead.
All right, so this was a long time ago. It wasn't like recently that they were saying.
No, well, that's what I was saying. It's like I thought that when you said that about what happened during COVID, I'm like, did that actually happen? Because it was years ago. It was like when we would go to Hannah's and like, you know, watch
Gotcha.
videos and trip and all that action.
Right. I didn't know. The only time I've heard of martial law being a thing was recently during like COVID when everyone was saying, "Oh, they're going to induce martial law." Boots on the ground, keeping us in our house and stuff like that, which would suck. But it didn't happen, and we will keep moving right along from that subject. But
I actually enjoy Walmart. That's one of my favorite spots. So
I remember they told us
Fast
not to
Paced
go to the
just now
Homestead Walmart
kind of hurts
at Ocean Reef. They're like, don't go to the Homestead Walmart. Like, why?
because people get robbed there, probably.
Yeah, straight up.
Probably like sex trafficking,
Yeah,
rob,
Homestead's not a good
crazy
part of Florida.
stuff, dude.
Yeah, it's not. We got lucky and met some good people from
Well, the
Homestead, though.
thing is like it's the yin and the yang because you have the Florida Keys. It's beautiful in location wise, like it's paradise, and then the yang is like right outside of it. There is a garbage town called
No,
Homestead.
there's very a lot of low income areas here down in the Keys. You know what I mean? And it's
Right,
crazy because it's like we sometimes struggle to meet and make ends meet. You know,
Meat
in
to
our
meat.
jobs.
You struggle meat to meat.
No. Yeah, totally. No. To make ends meet, and so it's like people that work at the gas station. You know what I mean? People that are that retail clerk in Publix. You know what I mean? Where do they live? You know what I mean? We live in housing. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. Like, and so in Stock Island, even like I'll longboard to work, and the houses are beaten down. You know what I mean? Like there are people
What you're
that
saying
don't
is
have
that
longboard.
for the people who don't know, they're in employee housing, so it's much more affordable for them to live down in the Florida Keys with the company that they're working for. They give them discounted housing. So they can actually live there and also make money. Now, the people who work at the gas station, the rent is out of this world. And I'm guarantee the gas station doesn't offer housing to house their employees and to put people up at an affordable rate. So that's just, I wanted to make that clear, your point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you nailed it right on the head.
Man, Chevron housing.
Yeah, the local.
Yeah, bro. Honestly,
I'm
dude,
sure
that's
that's a riot.
the local Chevron's so legendary. They should have housing.
Yeah,
All of them guys, all them OGs that we go in there and get the wraps and the drinks from. You know what I mean? They
that's all we see them for is our wraps and our drinks.
yeah. And we're not talking alcoholic beverages. We're talking like Powerades and kombuchas and vitamin waters
We always
and the
drink
occasional
water,
Gatorade
folks.
or Coca-Cola.
Yeah, no lie.
Yeah, I
Dude,
think
this oven pizza is gonna be fire here during this football game. You know what I mean? There's nothing like sitting down and watching a football game and eating some real heavy, greasy food and just sitting on the couch being like, "Yeah, America sports," you know.
Yeah.
although I don't really have a stake in tonight's game. I mean, Joe, you have Cooper Kupp who's going to be playing tonight. That's pretty big.
Yeah,
Nick, I don't know if you have
pick.
anybody from the teams.
That
I don't-
Buffalo defense, bro.
But it's like the first game of the year. It's exciting. It's like to kick off the 2022-23 season. I'm excited. I really am. But I've got no skin in the game.
The NFL has done like such an amazing job of like every year it feels like the NFL just gets better. Like it's like how do they have all of these amazing young quarterbacks and all this crazy talent and just like all this excitement it feels like go ahead.
The only thing for me is that sometimes it feels like it's rigged, and that just it breaks my heart. I hope it's not rigged with all my being, but as soon as I start to feel like it's rigged, I lose total interest.
Bro, I think it's really not, dude. Like I really think it's not like that because like you have to think, man, like these people really like you think that if they let them rig it, like okay, let's say the refs get paid, right? You think every player on each team like is gonna let something slide? You know what I mean? Like that's their life's work. You know what I mean? Like you know how hard it is to get to that level. You know what I mean? Like I would never, and that's integrity to the game too. You know what I mean? That's like if they came out and said like, oh, they scripted all of it, like it's just like that wouldn't make any sense to me because like just every quarterback, every running back or receiver, like you put all that work in just for a script. You know what I mean? Like where's the integrity? You know what I mean? It's kind of like how NBA.
That's what I hope. I hope it's like that.
And this is the thing. I'm gonna switch over to the NBA because, like, I really do think that players, like, the players should matter. Like, the league should center things, you know, respectfully around players because they're the ones who are putting in the work and they're the ones who are like people love to watch. You know what I mean? Like, it's about them. But like when it comes down to like integrity and respect for the game, like when players sit out like 30% of the season just to like stay healthy, like that's part of the sport. Like you are some of the best athletes in the world. Like, you know what people would give and die for to be able to be that talented and play and make that money. And even though, like, yeah, like, I don't know what it's like to be an NBA player, and I understand, like, it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? You want to stay healthy, but, like, what about that little kid who dreams about being you, that wants to come to your game, and then all of a sudden you're just going to sit out? You know what I mean? Like, you don't understand what I'm saying?
And Nick, I'm on your side. I hope and I pray that it's real and that it's genuine. I want it to be that way. But also, this is a multi-million-dollar entertainment company. Entertainment's the big word. You know what I mean? Where storylines is what makes the money. The two biggest teams are going to make the money. You know what I mean? Like, storylines make the money. Where it's like, I don't want them to be manufactured, but also as I'm saying this, I'm thinking that it's people's jobs to make storylines out of everything to keep people interested, no matter what happens.
Right.
But I totally understand that. Like, this is someone's life's work. Are they just gonna work so hard just for it all to be to script? But what I heard is that it comes down to a couple key players. Like, the quarterbacks are in on it. Certain players are in on it.
Yeah.
And there's very high dollar amounts of money that come to them if and when they play out the script.
For sure. It's just so crazy too that, like, they already make so much money, you know what I mean? Like, and I've never touched that type of money, obviously, but, like, so I don't know how to handle that, but it's just like, dude, like, you make so much money already. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why would you rig it just to make more money? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I
and
don't
here's an example, like Aaron Rodgers, for example. Like, why, okay, so when I think of that, I'm like, okay, if it was rigged, then wouldn't Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady have already played in a Super Bowl multiple times? You know what I mean? There are certain players, like, why would Ryan Tannehill of the Tennessee Titans be the #1 seed? You know what I mean? It's like, why wouldn't they have the Dallas Cowboys? This is the biggest one. The Dallas Cowboys are the #1 brand in football. #1 brand, no matter what you say, it's the Dallas Cowboys. They're America's team, and they're America's team for a reason, because they make bank paper. You know what I mean? And so they have not won a playoff game or even touched a conference championship in 20, 30, 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, almost 20 years. It's like, if the NFL wanted to rig something, they would make those teams good. The Steelers, for example, like, the Steelers are, like, relevant, I guess, to the point of, like, they'll compete, but they're always going to be a 500 team unless they get it, make some changes, So,
I heard a theory on the Dallas Cowboys being America's team, and the reason that they're suppressed, the reason that they're not the best team in the league, is like something about relating to Americans that love that football team, and also, like, I don't know, I don't want to butcher it, but there's some kind of conspiracy about the Cowboys being America's team and being terrible for a reason.
Well, if it comes to you, then say it. But if not, we'll look it up and we'll bring it on next episode or something. We'll try to remember that Cowboys conspiracy.
Yeah. I don't think any sports teams are rigged, because I truly do believe, like, for example, like, talent wise, like, man, I just think talent's gonna keep getting better and better, and people are gonna keep doing the shit that, like, people thought was so unexpected. Like, you gotta think how people are training nowadays. Like, there could be, come to LeBron James basketball camp. You know how intense that probably is gonna be? That you're getting trained by the GOAT. Or, like, come to Aaron Donald's football camp. You're gonna go hard. Like, they do crazy workouts. Like, yeah, they'll give you, like, some cleats and, like, gloves and stuff, but you're gonna go there and you're gonna grind. Like, people really grind way harder now than back in the day, I believe.
And the thing I love about the UFC is that, like separate from the WWE, that's like a contact sport that, I mean, their whole marketing, their whole pride is that this is real mixed martial arts. These are two guys who have trained their whole entire lives to perfect these techniques and these fight styles and bring them into a cage. And the idea that there is so much honor and respect, not only for your dojo, your team, your club that you fight for, but also between the two fighters, that they wouldn't throw a fight. You know what I mean? And that's why you see, I mean, real blood, real action, and real combat happen inside of the cage. Like, that's one of the sports that I think is truly as genuine as can be. You know what I mean? I mean, when it's just two guys, Well,
I mean,
I guess
that's the ultimate human sport. I mean, fight. Who is the stronger, more dominant physical human? You know, and I
right.
do think that in order to appreciate life, you have to learn to understand and appreciate all facets of it, even if it doesn't resonate with you. So, like, if someone doesn't like, I don't like to fight. Like, I
That's
don't.
a
I'm a
beautiful
lover, not a
statement.
fighter. You know what I mean? So, like, but I can understand that, like these guys work so hard and train and have probably been through a shit ton, you know what I mean, to get to this point and to like carry that legacy that fighters have had before them and the art that they, represent. Like you learn to appreciate it, and as we should appreciate it.
I love that. I think that's such a beautiful statement that you just said. Truly.
Thank you.
Well, boys, we just hit an hour, and everyone knows what's coming up. So I thought this was a great episode. Honestly, I had so much fun with you guys.
As did I.
Yes, this was a great episode. We got
Truly.
Bill's Los Angeles tonight, and then we will update you guys and let you know how our fantasy games go this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you guys like what's going on here at More Productions, please like, subscribe, comment, push this video around the algorithm. And we appreciate all your support. And as always, this has been More. And we love you.
Love you guys.
Go
Namaste.
check out Money Shot.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.